My family cut me out of the inheritance, so I let the truth come out. For most of my life, I was the responsible one in my family. Whenever my parents needed help, I was there. When my younger brother, Ryan, needed money, I helped. When my sister, Melissa, dropped out of college and needed somewhere to stay, I opened my apartment to her. I never expected anything in return. Then my grandmother passed away. She had always been my favorite person. A few weeks before she died, she told me something strange. Don't let them convince you that you imagined everything. I had no idea what she meant. After the funeral, my parents called a family meeting. My father announced that Grandma had left almost everything to Ryan and Melissa. The house. Her savings. Her investments. I supposedly got a sentimental gift. A $200 necklace. I was shocked, but what hurt most was how casually everyone acted about it. Then my father smiled and said, Grandma always knew who was worth investing in. That was when I stopped arguing. I simply said, okay. Everyone expected me to explode. Instead, I went home and started going through the boxes Grandma had given me months earlier. At the bottom of one box, I found an envelope with my name on it. Inside was a letter. And copies of financial documents. Grandma had discovered that my father had been quietly taking money from one of her investment accounts for years. She had also discovered that Ryan and Melissa knew about it. The inheritance wasn't what they thought it was. Grandma had deliberately left them the assets because she knew the estate documents would expose everything once the accounts were properly reviewed. She had left me the evidence. I contacted the attorney named in her letter. 3 weeks later, the entire family was called into a meeting. The attorney explained everything. My father had to repay the money. Ryan and Melissa lost their inheritance because they had knowingly participated in the scheme. The house was sold, the legitimate estate was divided according to Grandma's actual instructions, and the remaining money went into a trust for me. My father looked at me and asked, how could you do this to your own family? I just remembered Grandma's words. Don't let them convince you that you imagined everything. I didn't destroy my family. I simply stopped protecting the people who were destroying themselves. A year later, I used part of the inheritance to buy a small house. I framed Grandma's letter and hung it in my office. The best part? I finally stopped feeling guilty for choosing myself. Sometimes revenge isn't about hurting someone. Sometimes it's just letting the truth catch up with them.